I've spent the better part of this year mulling over how I was going to start this whole thing. I've taken notes, I've drawn sketches, created storyboards, drawn out mind maps, and I think the biggest part of the entire thing is just accepting the fact that I'm going to suck at the beginning. And that's really hard to accept as a very competitive person. But I figure I'll just accept the fact that I suck right now. And probably the first 50 to 100 of these aren't going to be exactly what I want them to be, but those are probably the most important pieces of content that I put out because it'll set up the foundation and it'll give me the gauge that I'm looking for. How far have I come? And maybe not comparing myself against the people that I see doing it, but rather comparing myself to yesterday. Even being able to rationalize it and understand that this is a process that I have to go through, I'm still a little hesitant to get it going really the way that I see it going in my head. And I don't know if that's just an age thing. So what am I 36 now? Yeah, I'm 36. And starting something new is always awkward. But I think to some degree, starting something new as an older person can definitely make you feel a little bit more awkward and out of place, just because you almost feel like you should just be good at it naturally. But that's where I think the key is, because I don't remember ever thinking so hard about just doing something. For anything I've ever tried or done where I didn't have any experience, door-to-door sales, working at the front of the house of a 3 Michelin star restaurant, working at Bank of America, jumping in front of traffic going 60 miles an hour, pitting race cars in NASCAR, directing. I just jump in, I just go for it. And even when I'm unsure, I just try it. And it usually works out. And it's likely because this is on a public domain, I'm sharing the practice and the struggles with you. I think that's what's getting to me, is knowing that you guys are going to see all of the shit work that normally, like in a practice or in a sales meeting that, the bank is closed or practice is closed to the public before anyone gets to see you mess up. Sharing the process seems daunting almost, right? Or we all want to show ourselves in the best light, but I've got to get over that. I won't get to where I see myself being if I continue to take all of these timid steps. I've got to worry less about what I think it might look like or how I might be perceived, and remember that I need to find my 50%, my audience that resonates with the way that I'm going to tell stories or the perspective that I have to share. There are so many great creators out there and some that I follow that it's a challenge not to compare yourself to them. And I get the saying that comparison is the thief of joy, but as a competitive person that needs to gauge how far they've come, how else do you figure out where you are? And I think there are more out there that are like me than I'm giving credit to. I got to remember that it was only 4 years ago that we lived a normal life. After COVID, so many of us changed careers. I think that I gotta give myself permission to start over and to suck and to be not the best at what it is that I want to be right now. This is a great way to document the process, to be able to watch myself grow over the years in this medium that I want to pursue and make my life calling. So with that being said, I'm Ernie Pierce. I just go by Pierce because let's be real, Ernie is not a sexy name. And this is my journey to becoming a director from scratch. Thanks. Follow along. Let's see how this goes.